And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the mighty 1090 studios with Captain Brian Wolley from Dana Wharf Sportfishing. Going to be talking great fishing at the bass capital of the West, right here on Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Shimano is proud to present an opportunity for you to go fishing on two of the finest three-quarter-day boats on the fleet and use the top-of-the-line Shimano gear. It's Terramar Tuesday, going on now through September. Join Shimano Pro staff aboard the San Diego out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, and coming in June, the new Liberty from Fisherman's Landing. These trips will be booked through the landing and it's the same price as a regular three-quarter-day trip. But the difference will be a selection of top-of-the-line Shimano Terramar rods and reels will be available for you to try, along with an assortment of Shimano jigs and more. And a member of the Shimano Pro staff will be aboard to answer questions you may have. Terramar Tuesdays will feature Shimano Terramar rods with Trinidad A, Torium HG, Tranks, and Talica reels available for you to try for free. Don't miss Terramar Tuesday on the San Diego out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, and beginning June 7th aboard the Liberty from Fisherman's Landing. Check the landing website for more details or the trips page at hookup1090.com.
If you are ready to experience a real Alaska fishing adventure, check out Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska. The calm waters around Whalers Cove are 100 miles from any large towns, so you will enjoy a wilderness adventure without any crowds. Whalers Cove Lodge has some of the best salt and freshwater fishing in Alaska, and there is no need for a bumpy boat ride for hours. You can find productive fishing for salmon, halibut, and rockfish just 10 minutes from the lodge. Whalers Cove also offers fantastic freshwater fishing in wilderness streams for wild salmon and trout. The Whalers Cove experience will fulfill your wildest Alaskan dreams on the calm water of the Inside Passage or on a spectacular stream. It's your choice every day at the Whalers Cove Lodge. After fishing, you will dine on fabulous meals created daily by the Whalers Cove chefs and relax in your comfortable room or cabin. Learn more about this exciting Alaska destination on their website at whalerscovelodge.com or call 800-423-3123. Whalers Cove Lodge, a real Alaskan fishing adventure.
Pete here. I was fortunate enough to use the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 touchscreen chart plotter and sonar unit on my boat this summer and fall. And let me say, it's truly incredible. With an easy-to-use tablet-style interface that's fresh but familiar, the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 combines a multi-touch screen with push-to-select rotary dial for precision control and speedy response. As for marking schools of tuna, yellowtail, and more, it's the best. You run over a school, and there they are in full color and high definition. The new NSS Evo 2 built-in sonar technology, including chirp and structure scan, can't be beat. I recently added the Simrad AP24 autopilot to my system. I've had other autopilots before, but I can tell you this one is simple, sensitive, and accurate. It integrates with my Simrad NSS Evo 2. I set a waypoint, touch the screen, and the boat steers to that spot. There's a lot more to the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 system and AP24 autopilot I'd like to tell you, but best just go to your local Simrad dealer or see simrad-yachting.com for more details. One of my favorite things about fishing, in addition to hooking up a nice yellowfin, is a chance to meet great people. And when I run into someone that served our country or a local hero that has served our community, I make it a point to say thank you. And right now, your San Diego County Ford dealer would like to show their gratitude by offering all first responders, active military personnel, veterans, and retirees a special appreciation bonus on top of current offers available on a new Ford car, truck, or SUV. It's your Ford dealer's way of saying thank you. Thank you to all first responders and military personnel for your service to us all. When duty calls, when disaster strikes, when others are in need, they go first, and they deserve to be recognized. To learn more about this special appreciation bonus, go to FordHonorsTheHeroes.com. That's FordHonorsTheHeroes.com. Or simply stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Going to be a fun show with Wolley today, man.
Yeah, it is. Our regular guy from Dana Wharf Sportfishing, Captain Brian Wolley, in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Wolley?
How are you?
Good.
Great to have you. What's going on at Dana Wharf?
Gosh, just business as usual, you know. Summertime is here, and boats getting away from the dock every day, multiple trips, catching some fish, dealing with some water issues here and there. As you know, we have some surf and some wind, but other than that, you know, things are clicking. Things are going really good up there. So.
I mean, every week after week, the reports sound like it's just been steady, steady Eddie, good local fishing.
It's been fun, you know. It's just the deal out of our landing is, you know, we have a lot of first timers and a lot of bass fishermen, so it's always at the forefront of our efforts. So, you know, when things are hitting up there, we've got great habitat and great areas to fish, and when it's on, it's been a lot of fun. So.
You take a lot of kids fishing too.
We do, definitely, and I think that's what's sets us apart. I think from a lot of the other landings is we really have a family-oriented focus on the boats, and the crews are dialed in with the kids, and it just makes it a fun atmosphere.
Yeah, that's fun. Now, there was a big swell yesterday and the day before. Does that affect your exit and entry into the harbor at all?
Not for us per se, not like it does to say Oceanside and whatnot,
yeah.
right? We can get in. I mean, it can get a little hairy, for sure. Stuff coming around the corner of the break wall, but for the most part, it's pretty safe.
Not an issue versus Oceanside. You
just don't go.
You just don't go.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think they had a day like that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And that's a nice thing. The way they built that harbor, even though it's kind of facing a little bit of south, it's still
just the break wall takes the brunt of it for
right
sure.
out there. And the cool thing about going to Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, for those of our listeners that have not been out of there, is you are out of the harbor in 2-3 minutes. Maybe?
Quick. I mean, we load up our bait and we're out of there, and you can be fishing, like legitimately fishing and catching fish in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Is there any other harbor like that in the West Coast? I don't think so, right?
You untie the boat right at Dana, and the wind's the right direction. To give a good shove, you can coast, you can drift
right,
over
you
the
just walk
bait
the boat right over to the bait receiver.
It's right there,
yeah,
and load up your bait, and 2 minutes later you're on the road. It's pretty darn cool.
Nice program. Now, of course, you run the 3/4 day boat, Some Fun.
Yep.
And what have you been catching?
Gosh, like I said, mostly bass. We're still waiting for some consistency in our water to kind of settle in, but we'll do whatever we need to do. The boat's equipped to fish, deep water yellowtail, rockfish, anything. So we'll do whatever we need to do to catch our passengers' fish. But yeah, we've been leaning on the rockfish a little bit, and certainly looking for yellowtail, looking for any sign of barracuda, bonita, whatever, that might kind of move in. But
still early though.
It's super early.
Yeah.
It's super early. So.
I mean, we keep forgetting we had all this amazing tuna fishing already, and it's still June.
That's what I mean, exactly. It feels, having been talking about all this, big fish and everything for so long, it has the feeling like we're in the, later parts
October.
of summer, but it's like, summer started, 3 days ago? I mean, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
We got a lot of good fishing in front of us.
So if somebody's coming down to Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, what are the options?
Lots of options. We have multiple half-day trips every day now that we're on our full summer schedule. We have a boat that leaves at 6:30, and then it'll leave at noon. So that same boat will run a double half-day trip. And then we have a 10 o'clock half-day for those guys that want to kind of get up a little bit later. We see a lot of tourists on the trip, just because it's easy for them to get down from the hotel, time to get a ride or breakfast and whatnot. And then that same boat will run the twilight trip for the night, so kind of double that up. And then a 3/4 day boat departs at 6 a.m. They'll fish until 3-4 o'clock. And then the Fury, he's been running some 5 to 5 stuff. And 5 o'clock departure, and he's usually back by 6:30. He'll fish Catalina, or if some stuff offshore is worth their while, they'll take a look at that.
That's awesome.
Full schedule.
Yeah, and close. You guys are close to everything. Kind of right in the middle of the zone there.
It's a good location, and we have a little bit of a closure up the coast from us where we can't fish, but there's all kinds of great area to fish below the harbor, and all the local banks are relatively close, and Catalina's just a few hours across. So.
And just some of the best calico bass country in the world. I mean, it is. You say it's the bass capital of the West, and it is, man. There's such good zone up there.
It is. When the kelp's healthy and really growing, you can put the hurt to those bass, and it's good. What's cool about the bass fishing too? Yeah, we bill ourselves as the bass capital of the West, and a lot of the landings are turning in all these released fish. A lot of those fish that are released are legal sized fish. So,
yeah, right.
We don't want to give the impression that we're just downloading on bass and trying to hurt the resource. We have a ton of hardcore calico bass fishermen, and it's straight release. Catch release. Yeah.
How has that 14-inch size limit affected your fishing?
It has, for sure. I was talking with Steve Crook. He's, retired fishing game.
World famous.
Right. And
He's saying the guy that backs us up every time we're not sure of something.
Right, what is this?
Yeah, anytime we don't know, call him nothing. Anytime there's something we don't know, within 5 minutes, I got a text message from Steve like, hey, man, just let you know, that's a 2 fish limit, not 3. Oh, my bad. Thanks, bro.
Totally. He'll, he's told me that fish has a 20% mortality rate, right? So if you catch the same fish essentially 5 times, it's probably not the best for that fish. But in that regard, catching and releasing the short fish, it's been tough. We see a lot of fish that, have been caught before for sure. But it is what it is, try to strengthen the resource and build it. And we're starting to see some of that now with the fish we're catching. We're starting to see a few more of those fish that, over the last couple of years have been released are of size. And, yeah, some of the guys keep them, but, again, a lot of the guys don't. So it's all in all, I think it's helped the resource. I mean, maybe, a lot of people won't admit it, but, seeing it every single day, say it's a good thing.
Starting to see that where the mean average was a lot of those 12-inch fish right at, are you starting to see that sneak up to 13?
Yeah, exactly. There's some areas where you can, back the boat into the kelp and get a little dipper anchovy over the boat, and literally you have hundreds and hundreds of calico bass clouded up behind the boat.
Oh, that's so cool.
And you can see, like, okay, there's a good mix of legal fish, and it's a good sample size of fish too. You got your small ones, mediums, and whatever. It's awesome. Good.
That just fires me up just hearing that. I love that kind of fishing so much.
So since we have anchovy, let's talk about anchovy fishing. How that's a little different deal for people this year, right?
For sure. I mean, a lot of guys, certainly over the last couple of years with the good yellowtail fishing, anyone can get a sardine out away from the boat and make a legit cast with a bigger bait. But there's some finesse in fishing the anchovy, no doubt about it. But it just seems to be a better bait. I think every single fish in the ocean eats an anchovy. So, you have a chance of, you can catch your yellowtail, your bonita, barracuda, rockfish.
Tuna.
Tuna, no doubt. Everything eats the anchovy.
So what's the best rig that you're seeing if somebody's coming out with you on some fun at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing? What's the best rig to bring along right now with anchovy fishing?
We're telling guys, calico bass fishing, 12 to 15 pound test, number 2 hook, and anything from like an 1/8 ounce to a 3/8 ounce sliding egg sinker. That'll have you covered.
And you're using spinning gear, conventional gear?
Yeah, conventional gear. Most of our rental stuff now is all spinning gear.
It is? Really?
It just, with the bass fishing, it just makes it easy for the guys to,
light baits, easier to deal
easy with. to show the passenger, hey, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to cast. It's a little bit easier on them. They don't get down when they get a big giant backlash. They're not bummed at, what did I do wrong here? It's easy to kind of coach them through that whole process. And I think it just makes the ease of catching fish that much easier for the first-time angler, which, again, is, a lot of what we see on our boats.
How do you suggest one hooks an anchovy?
It's preference. We try to show the average person on our boat. I like to collar hook the anchovy personally. I think you get a little bit more oomph with the hook in it. They're not going to cast the bait off if compared to nose hooking the bait. That's my preference.
Yeah. When you're nose hooking the bait, are you sideways through the nose like a sardine, or are you up and down?
Sideways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's the easy way.
I think that's easy and it's safe too. They're not fumbling around with the hook or they're not going to do anything crazy.
Crushing the head of the anchovy or something like that. But
Right.
the collar hook definitely is
collar
the
hook, I think, is
preferred
the way
method.
to go. And
once you get that down.
I think it's a little harder to fish with an egg sinker, banging against the bait. Fly line, I'm sure that's, definitely the way to go. But
you swim good when you hook them there, too.
Yeah, swim much better. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today. A lot to talk about coastal fishing and Catalina fishing and all kinds of fishing going on in Southern California.
You're not kidding, boy. Sure stoked to have Wolley in here. You want to talk about a guy that's out there every day and always up on the info. We're excited and going to have a lot of fun, and we want to hear from you this morning. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup, we would love to hear from you. It's going to be a busy morning, so this is a great opportunity to get through. If you want to call us, 2 ways you can reach us. First is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's a local number. Or you can reach us toll-free. That toll-free line is 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Not only are we talking all kinds of great fishing, talking Dana Wharf, boy, Wooley has brought us some awesome prizes. We're going to have 2 lucky callers at the end of the show today, each of which are going to win a pair of tickets. That's 2 tickets. Pair of tickets going half-day fishing on one of the great rides out of Dana Wharf, and a pair of tickets to go 3/4-day fishing. So, again,
how about that?
Yeah, how cool is that? 2 lucky winners, each a pair of half-day, pair of 3/4-day. Again, if you want to get through 858 area code 457-1090 or 877-792-1090.
Hey, I want to draw your attention to today's Sunday edition of the San Diego Union Tribune. Our buddy Bryce Miller wrote the feature article on the front page of the sports section today about Jeff Mariani from Cedros Tackle, that trip we took down there in May that Bryce went along with, and talking about his dad and how his dad inspired him to do this deal down at Cedros Tackle. And great pictures, great article, and the feature in today's San Diego Union Tribune's front page sports section. Congratulations to Bryce and good work there, and a really nice descriptive article about a great guy, Jeff Mariani from Cedros Tackle, and the whole he kind of created that whole thing. So check that out either online or right in the paper today.
All right, well, as you can hear, again, we got a great show. Again, if you want to get through, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sports fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
At Dawson & Associates Insurance Services, we recommend travel insurance for your next trip. Plans include trip cost cancellation, emergency medical evacuation, and medical expenses. For the frequent traveler going at least 100 miles from home, we have an annual plan, including foreign and domestic travel that insures every trip you make for an entire year for only $267. We guarantee the lowest prices on all our travel insurance products. Call Bob or Christy at 619-460-5615, or to view prices or apply online, visit safariglobaltravel.com. That's safariglobaltravel.com.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing. Are you aware that Fisherman's Landing has the finest charter boat fleet on the West Coast? We have charter boats from 50 to 85 feet in length and can accommodate charter groups from 8 to over 50 passengers. If you are planning to book a charter this year, I wouldn't wait too long. With the outstanding fishing that we've had the past 2 seasons, prime fishing dates for 2016 are already disappearing. If you have never booked a charter before, all you have to do is contact a few fishing buddies, pick a date, and call the landing. Our office crew will make booking your charter a breeze. If your group is from 8 to 14 anglers, the Bluefin, Pacific Quest, or Maximus would be perfect. If you have 15 to 35 fishermen, check out the Pacific Dawn, Fortune, Commander, Islander, or the Pegasus. You can also charter our open party boats, Dolphin, Prowler, Condor, and Pacific Queen. Don't allow your prime fishing date to slip away. Charter one of Fisherman's Landing's premier boats for a spring yellowtail trip or a summer or fall offshore tuna trip. You will be happy you did. You can find us at www.fishermanslanding.com or call us at 619-221-8500 to book your fishing charter.
If you're not wearing Maui Jim sunglasses, you're missing plenty. This is Captain Paul Hebert from the Wicked Pisser. Fact is, I wouldn't go fishing with any other sunglasses than Maui Jim. When I wear them, the ocean's true colors come shining through with more contrast and clarity. When it's time to harpoon a big bluefin, I see that fish clearly at that critical time. Maui Jim, seeing is believing. Take it from us on the Wicked Pisser. Try a pair at your local tackle shops or check out MauiJim.com.
22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro is home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnights on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and three-quarter-day trips on the Native Sun. Plus, you can charter the Ultra, Spectra, and True Line. There is always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. Take advantage of the Wednesday specials on the Pursuit and Monte Carlo, and kids fish free with a paid adult on the afternoon half-day. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or book online at 22ndstreet.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
All right, you want to get through, here's your chance. Talk to Captain Brian Wolley from Dana Moore Sport Fishing. Have a chance to win 2 half-day passes to Dana Moore Sport Fishing, plus 2 three-quarter-day passes to Dana Moore Sport Fishing. 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. Open right now. Let's jump into those phones.
You got it, man. Why don't we start it off this morning with Tom, who's calling us in San Diego this morning. Good morning, Tom. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing today?
What's up, Tom?
Good. Good. I called in primarily to talk about, oh, my God, I got another call coming in, sorry. Primarily to talk about this new proposed ban on bluefin tuna, but I did want to talk about, real quickly, going out of Dana Wharf and what the prospects are for tuna, since I did win a trip on the 65-foot, the boardroom, is it, at the recent Friends of Rollo event.
Awesome. Well, the most recent sign of that tuna was, the beginning of this week where it was, good and up in our zone. Certainly, if you look at the pattern that we fished last year, there was plenty of tuna fish, both bluefin and yellowfin up in our sector, and we had some really, really good fishing last year. If this stuff keeps cycling and spinning up the line here, definitely catchable, and you're set if you have that there with Todd on the boardroom. Beautiful Hatteras, beautiful boat, and run by a legit professional. You'd have a
legendary
time.
Todd,
no doubt.
That was a perfect description. A boat and captain. I mean, that's just a rad operation.
You're set. So definitely in good hands. And if someone's going to find him, he comes from a commercial fishing background. He's in the gyros all day long. And if you're going to catch a big bluefin, you want to wait for that opportunity. He's the guy to go with, no doubt.
And it sure seems like that bluefin is finally making its way into that sector. It seemed for the longest time that fish was just stuck on that kind of local inner Mexico banks, and it definitely, this last week, it seems like you're starting to hear of a lot more fish to the west and a lot more fish up above, and it just seems like it's finally, for whatever reason, the moon, it made its move, whatever reason, it seems like it's finally out of just being locked into that one little zone down there and making its way up the beach into the Dana zone.
Yep, we're starting to see it there, and definitely, a good little uphill push, too. We've had some good current movement up the beach the last 7-8 days, so, that stuff cycle its way up, and hopefully there's plenty of holding power with bait in our area too to keep that fish around there. So, but it's it's been up and down. So
it's a cliche thing to say, but it's so true. It's like the stage is definitely set for it. The water's right, the bait is there. I just need the fish to get in there and just get fat and happy and hang out for a while.
Lots of good weather this week coming, and that south swell push up some more warm water. Things could really change this
No doubt. Driving around in that zone yesterday, we took a little look on the outside there. We were just inside, both the 312 and the 209 there. The water was good. It was good, steady, 67.5 degree water.
Perfect.
And it was clean. We didn't see anything in it yesterday. I don't think anyone's seen a whole lot in the last few days. Maybe little shots here and there, some fish, but it definitely, like Rick said, the stage is set and that stuff's it's where it needs to be.
Now, do you guys run trips to Clemente? Clemente's been pretty darn good with a lot of squid and sea bass and yellow and such.
Yeah, he's been fishing out on some of his overnight trips, fishing the front there. He's had phenomenal yellowtail fishing.
So he doesn't just fish Catalina.
He doesn't just fish Catalina. He'll fish Catalina during the days when he's on the beach. It's 5-to-5 stuff or whatnot in between overnight trips. But then he'll definitely get out there on his
overnighter. Yeah.
That's the thing I love. That's the thing I love about the Dana schedules. You guys do trips based on what the fishing's going. It's like you say, one boat's doing this one day, the other boat's going to go over here. If it's all about running the long ways, they'll do overnights. Dana definitely adjusts their schedule based on the best opportunity to put guys on fish.
Well, that's what's good about it. We have plenty of boats. We got good landing boats, and we're able to keep those bases covered every day, which is key. We're not just operating 1 or 2 boats. We got a fleet of 7 boats, and
there's a lot going on at that landing. You've not only got the Catalina boat that runs every day. You've got whale watching boats. You've got 7 sport fishing boats. There's a lot happening in that.
Mix in a couple 6-pack boats like the boardroom, and it's hard to call that yacht a 6-pack boat, right? But,
it's pretty sweet.
So, we got it covered.
That's cool.
No doubt about it. Hey, Tom, thanks a lot for the call this morning. That does free up 858-457-1090. You want to get through, there's your chance.
All right. Well, how about we jump right back into him and talk to Dan. Dan's calling us from San Diego this morning. Dan, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for taking my call. I have a friend who's going over to Cedros in about a week, and I don't think he's got time to call in, but I was wondering if you guys had the scoop on what was the best setup for yellowtail. Is it surface iron, yo-yos, and if so, which one?
Cedros, this time of year, you just couldn't not be prepared for both of those scenarios. I know that we had one of the long-range boats just came back at the landing yesterday and experienced good fishing down there, and I think it was better fishing or better catching with the yo-yo jig, but as always, when the opportunity presents itself with surface iron fishing, that's what everybody gravitates towards. It's visual and it's fun, it's long rod and cast a lure. So I can just tell you from the guys that came back yesterday, Dan, that there was definitely good opportunities with both. Better production on the yo-yo jig and the bigger full-size jigs, the full-size 6X and was maybe better than the junior. I mean, you know how that goes. Current and everything else will change, but yo-yo jig was better for numbers. But they said there was absolutely always opportunities with the surface iron to get plenty of bites. And then if a guy wanted to just fish surface iron, he'd have no problem taking his limit. But faster production with the yo-yo
and really good calico bass fishing too. I mean, the bass fishing has just been off the charts this year.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no kelp though. I mean, the same situation that we're seeing here is there's no kelp, but they're still biting.
The fish are still there. Yeah. They're not going to cycle out.
They have to live there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are you seeing more growth in the kelp?
Yes and no. In certain areas, that aren't affected by the wind or the swell, we're seeing a little bit. Just the water got so darn warm over the summer, and then we got pounded, by some of those storms. It just uprooted everything, and, it all ended up on the beach. But we're seeing a little bit of regrowth. Some of the spots where, it was barren, kelpless. You're running it over, and on your machines, you're starting to see a little bit of growth here and there. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, for sure. And that stuff goes so fast.
It grows quick.
It could be here in a month.
Yeah, and within 2 months, you can get good growth. So
what's the difference in the water temperature along the beach that you're seeing this year compared to last year? End of June last year versus end of June this year.
It's not much different than it was last year. What we're seeing is just the inconsistency in the water temp. On Monday when we left the harbor, it was 59 degrees, right? Freezing cold, 59 degrees. But then yesterday was 70, right? So I mean that's a huge temperature variance, and so it's been inconsistent. Last year it was 68, 70, 71, and it just maintained. It would get wind on it, it wouldn't roll over. It just maintained. The big thing this year is it's just been fluctuating.
Kind of back to normal.
Which, I mean, normally this time of year, I don't think 70 degrees is normal for the end of June by any means, but it is what it is right now, and it's hard to call it normal because 70 is not normal.
Consistency in condition is such the important thing. Like you said, it's having 70-degree water. It doesn't mean a whole lot if it was 59 a couple days before and it's or it's 72 the couple days after. Just good consistency, get those things happy and feeding and not shocked out, freaking out because of the conditions.
I mean, that's a huge hit from one way to the other, and for it to switch and
freaks out the fish.
Well, yeah,
wow.
But I mean, it's cool to see that everything can. Just as fast as it can get ugly, it can dynamically switch the other direction, and we know how that goes, So
gotta love it. Hey, Dan, have a great time on your trip to Cedros Island, and I know you'll enjoy it. It's a great spot.
No doubt.
It is a great spot.
All right, well, how about we jump back into the phones? We're going to talk to Ari, calling us from Venice this morning. Morning, Ari. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
How you doing? I just got back from Cedros, and it was amazing yellowtail fishing over there. And my question was, I just got a kite. And how do you hook up a mackerel to fly under a kite?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of ways, but the best area is probably you kind of hook it in the shoulder, like call it in the area from behind where the gill plate ends, but before where the dorsal fin starts. That little section there, so that when the bait is hanging from the kite, it's hanging fairly straight up and down, and it's a good place to put a hook in a bait because it's a pretty tough spot there. It doesn't tear out real easy, and the bait lives a really long time there. So plenty of different ways you can do it, but that's a real good spot where when he is just right on the surface, it splashes around real good. It keeps your hook in the back, so when the fish is fish from looking down below, there's no gear in the water, there's no hook or line or anything. But so that area from behind the gill plate but to in front of the dorsal fin is probably the best spot for hooking a mackerel from the kite.
Yeah,
my thought anyways.
Yeah,
not saying
and
that
I know,
that's right or wrong, but
people that come to Fisherman's Landing Tackle, you'll show them how to set up kite setups and such like that too, right?
This year has been the year for that.
Everybody
for
wants
sure.
to know how to fly a kite.
There's been a lot with that, with that big bluefin that got caught last year, and a lot of them on the kite, and certainly some already this year. And as those things seem now like it's slightly getting off of that crazy meatball fishing, and now fish getting onto banks and onto structure, and that's just a really good way to present a bait to them. Yeah, the kite has been super popular this year, and we've done a ton of it. Yeah, whether it be helping to set up the rod and reel to fly the kite with, or how to make your kite leaders or double treble rigs, or the way we rig our kite clips and all that kind of stuff. We do a ton of it and have been and continuing to do so.
And there's a lot of stuff online too that you can learn
Tons.
that too.
Yeah.
So good way to do it, but certainly a good thing to have within your arsenal, Ari.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. I know when I set up my kite rig, I went in. Rick had the double trouble rig with the sinker and the all these little nuances make it so much easier. And then instead of having a permanent clip on your line, you just tie a knot in your line and put your clip on there. Set up the clip properly. There's little things that just make flying the kite a lot easier.
Totally. And that's everything, too. I mean, all of those little things, like none of them are a major thing, but all of them together make it just so much easier and keep your baits fishing better. And
if you do it, it's easy.
Right, exactly.
You just have to do it a couple times. It's a little bit clumsy when you first do it.
The other thing that's nice is you can get them on civilized tackle. Like
right tackle.
Yeah, this whole,
right gear.
10-foot rods and, spinning reels and all this other stuff, which works, obviously. I mean, lots of fish have been taken that way, but if you can replace your 40-pound gear with 100-pound gear, boy, it's a whole lot more civilized when you're pulling on big ones.
Yeah. You guys fly any kites on any of the boats?
No, Todd fly it a lot on the border room. We did last year. We have one on the boat. We haven't had a chance to really use it yet this year. It's in the arsenal.
Yeah, it's coming.
Why not?
That could happen. I mean, that bluefin could be in your water tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
the way it's moving right now.
No doubt. Last year, that stuff was like literally 3 miles off the point. I mean, it was there, and it was settled in, and guys were hooking it and getting beat up. And like you said, if they'd hooked it on the right gear, for sure would have been a different deal. But yeah, who knows? It could be up there.
It's there in the arsenal if you need it.
And it's a fun thing to do. If you've been fishing a while, it's a cool thing to add to it, and it's not that expensive of an investment. If you've got a rod that you fish rock cod with, it's like the perfect thing to fly the kite from. You just want a fairly big reel, not like Tiagra size big, but just big, so that because there's a lot of drag on the kite when you've got to wind the kite back into the boat. So you want a fairly good size reel to wind your kite back in, and if it's got all Power Pro on it, it flies better because that Power Pro is it's just easier in the wind. There's less drag on it, so you want a good size reel full of Power Pro. Kites are relatively inexpensive. Your entire investment, everything, kite clips, building a couple leaders, buying the kite itself, everything, you're less than $100. Depending on what kite you buy, obviously there's some that are more expensive than others, but $100 you would be completely dialed in and in the game to go try and fly the kite and catch a big one.
That AFCO kite is sure nice.
Yeah. There's
multiple spars so that you can fly in different winds and such like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good ones out there. That's one of the cool thing about an AFCO kite too is if you do dunk it in the water, you can just grab it and shake the thing off and throw it right back up again.
Which is going to happen.
You're
going to dump it in the water.
It happens. It definitely happens.
No doubt about it. 858-457-1090 open right now.
Nick in Temecula, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Nick, thanks for giving us a call this morning.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Doing great.
Morning.
Good deal. Hey, Brian, you haven't been out there yet, but you're right over the hill from you, so maybe I'll come out and give it a try someday.
Perfect. Yeah, easy access.
Hey. Good deal. A question on a little bit further away, though, Costa Rica. I'm headed down. I'm lucky. I got a cousin down there that has a house in Playa Azul, and I haven't been down fishing before. Any contacts or suggestions? Should I bring my own reels? Any advice?
Cast Tours would be the place I would send you in to get the right boat. When we used to work with a lodge down there, we do side trips, and we always booked them through Cast Tours. And they just have the knowledge, and they know the contacts down there. CastTours.com. Richard and the girls just know exactly where to send you. Is that Central Pacific Coast that you're going?
Guanacaste.
Oh, Guanacaste, yeah, okay.
So, yeah, about 2 miles south of San Juanillo.
Okay, yeah, that's a good area for fishing. I know there was an operation. I was there in November, just a little bit to the north of there. El Jefe was the name of the boat. Really nice 4-pack looking, Cobble 35 style boat, run by an American guy that seemed really fishy. I think if you Googled El Jefe sport fishing in Costa Rica, you'd be able to find him. But like I say, Cast Tours, good source for finding that. This time of the year, this is kind of the off season for Guanacaste area, that northern area. It's more down in the central and the south this time of the year. Are you familiar with that area at all?
I went there on my honeymoon. that was a long time ago. We fished a little bit, but it's been a long time.
But don't ignore the inshore rooster fish there.
You took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, exactly.
I caught the biggest rooster fish I ever seen right in Guanacaste this time of the year.
And you always have shots at, although the less glorious fish, catching those big jack crevalles, there's always big schools of jacks. And, it's at that point, who cares? You're just going down there to pull on something, and they pull so hard, and they bite, poppers and ranger jigs real good just from the beach or from a little pond. The inshore fishing is rad down there.
Yeah. Well, Nick, have a great time, and call Cast Tours and let us know how you do. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming away, including a big block of your phone calls. If you want to get through, great opportunity, 858 area code 457-1090. That's our local number. Or reach us toll-free, 877-792-1090. Your chance to win a pair of half-day passes or a pair of three-quarter-day passes to Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. Lots more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the mighty 1090.
Sometimes comes along, nothing goes right.
Your hook is one of the most important parts of your fishing tackle, and that is why you should use the hook that sets the standard for quality and innovation. Gamakatsu, as Japan's leading hook manufacturer and growing at an amazing pace, Gamakatsu is responsible for introducing a unique tempering process to give Gamakatsu hooks superior strength and durability. Plus, the conically needle-honed points stay sharp. Gamakatsu offers a hook for every fishing situation, including the finest one-piece ringed hooks, light wire, standard and heavy-duty live bait hooks, and the popular Nautilus circle hooks. Get Gamakatsu hooks at your favorite tackle store and stay connected to that fish of a lifetime.
If the fish are biting, I'm on my boat, rain or shine. Of course, I wear my life jacket. It's like wearing a seatbelt. Clip it on, grab my tackle box, and hit the water.
Love California, Boat California, Save California. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
It's time for our Power Pro 60-second seminar. We keep telling you about it. Max Quattro.
Oh, man.
It's available again. It's been in short supply, but you have it.
Yeah,
it's on.
It's with this whole popper craziness thing, the big deal, like we've been talking about, is trying to find a reel that's small enough that you can still comfortably cast with, but holds enough line to catch a big fish. And Max Quattro is like the answer for so many of those things. You've got better strength in your line, but now 25% smaller. So if you're wanting to fish heavy line and pull on a big fish, but your reel's really only set to fish 65-pound, well, that's the beauty. Max Quattro 80-pound gives you the strength and connection and the strength to pull on one, but it's skinnier than most people's 65 is. It's awesome stuff.
Amazing.
Perfect line for this bluefin right now.
Yeah, so check it out. Whether it be Max Quattro or any of the Power Pro lines, the Hollow Ace, nothing better for doing a hollow splice than Hollow Ace. Check out Power Pro at your favorite tackle store. Check out PowerPro.com.
Cast Tours is a family-owned and operated travel company that specializes in taking you to great fishing destinations. They take pride in providing the best and most affordable vacation packages available. For over 20 years, Cast Tours has been creating unique sport fishing and vacation trips. Whether it's a fishing trip, a family vacation, or an adventure, they will provide you the service and value you deserve. Call Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or check casttours.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh, rush!
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Hey, I want to draw your attention to our website, hookup1090.com. Of course, on the front page, as Brian always says, every Sunday, you can save a lot of money on a 3/4 half-day trip at Dana Wharf Sportfishing.
Yeah, I think that's part of our deal is we understand if you have a family of 5, right? I mean, it can get expensive real quick to take a family fishing, right? So we do what we can to help offset that cost, and if you can save a few bucks, why not?
So that online coupon is good for your whole party.
Yeah.
Just bring it in.
25% off.
You can click
You
on
just
the
book
link.
online.
It'll give you a code, and you just book online, and it'll take it right off the total.
Pretty amazing.
So cool.
Makes it easy.
In addition to that, on our website, hookup1090.com, go to our trips page and check out all of our trips. I'll be updating this week as we've just recently taken a lot of trips, and I need to update some new dates, including that 20th annual Kingfisher Charters trip we talked extensively about yesterday that you better book quickly because it's already filling up, and it'll fill up in no time at all. I know Ricky's going on the Cedros Adventures trip at the end of July. And that's sold out, but we do have space available on Cedros Adventures Trip 2, which is Monday, August 22nd to Friday, August 26th that Ryan Christensen, our phone guy, is going to host, and I think there's a couple spots left on that.
That's cool. Yeah, I believe maybe 3 spots.
3 spots.
Yeah,
okay.
I believe. So very cool opportunity to go fishing at a super prime time of year down there at Cedros.
You bet. And then our 2017 Whalers Cove Lodge 2016 sold out. Will be coming up in August of 2017. And then one that I'm taking in about a week here is the Katmai Lodge trip that sold out like over a year in advance last year. And I have the dates for the second annual Katmai Lodge trip in Alaska for July. It's Saturday, July 15th through Wednesday, July 19th, 2017. It's up there. But I'll warn you, just like all of our Alaska trips and any of our trips, very popular. You need to book well ahead of time. So why not book that if you want the ultimate Alaska adventure in the wilderness. It's not saltwater fishing. It's freshwater fishing, but it's an adventure trip with some amazing sights and experiences in fishing that you never will see anywhere else other than Katmai Lodge. You can book that trip, but book it well in advance. And just all of our trips, check that out. Our next year's Tony Reyes Cia Cortez trip. We've got our Christmas Island trip next June. Of course, October, we have our Palmas de Cortez 22nd annual Palmas de Cortez trip that is sponsored by Sportfishing Financial and Statewide Stripes, where you have a chance to win $1,000 cash.
So
that
cool.
still has a couple of rooms available on October 6th through Monday, October 10th. But check that out. And just go to our website, hookup1090.com, and go to the trips page. You'll see it all.
That's cool. Well, hey, with that, it's time to find out what's biting down south. We're going to go to the ranch, Rancho Leonero, and Gary Barnes-Webb's on the line this morning. Morning, Gary.
Good morning, guys. How's it going up north?
Good, Gary.
Well, it's pretty good down here. I'll tell you what, the weather's absolutely perfect. Real typical summer conditions. It's warmed up a little bit since last week. The fishing's also warmed up a little bit. Great fishing all week. The water temperatures are around about 80 degrees, but there are patches of cool water all over. So if you're really smart, you can jump on Terrapin and work those temperature breaks. So very good fishing right now. The marlin bite's really, really good. The fish are spread out pretty much all over the East Cape. Most anglers targeting stripers are picking up at least 2-3 fish a day. There are porpoise outside as well if you want to run outside. Some of the boats early in the week worked the schools of porpoise pretty hard, but couldn't raise tuna at all. I have an idea that must have been down for some other whatever reason. But those guys that went south of Frailes off El Farito, they're free swimming tuna down there. They're hitting hoochies pretty freely. Hoochies, cedar plugs, pretty much anything you drag in the water, they're whacking. A good bite. Fish footballs to slightly better than footballs. Many as you want. The good thing is all the way down there's good wahoo water, good dorado water. You can fish all the way down and all the way back. Pretty good deal for a day's fishing. The reefs of La Rivera produced good fish all week. Cargo, cabria, amberjacks, all the local culprits. Rooster fish has been really, really good this week. In fact, right in front of Buena Vista and Palmas, all along the beach, all the way down to the marina, and then on south towards the lighthouse. Very, very good rooster fishing. Good fish were in the about 50-pound range. The fly fishermen are having a great time. And suddenly there's quite a lot of action inshore. All in all, really, really good week of fishing.
Yeah, sounds like certainly good opportunities right now. I'm glad to hear that fishing is staying so consistent, and good to hear that tuna fishing is coming around.
Yeah. Boy, by mid-August, man, mid-July, mid-August, it's going to be banner, huh?
I'm expecting big things here come July. As soon as we get into the heat of the summer, that's always the best time. The blue marlin should show up any day now, and that's what makes the East Cape so great, all the options.
Yeah, and there's space available, I understand, too.
Yeah, we've got a few rooms in July if you book early. We're pretty sold out right now, but we've got some gaps coming up. So if you jump on the phone, 800-646-2252 and speak to Jeannie, she'll get you signed up.
All right. Very good. Gary Barnes-Webb filling in for John Island at Rancho Leonero. Thanks for that report, and we'll talk to you guys next Sunday.
All right. You're welcome.
Thanks, Gary.
Appreciate that very much, Gary. All right.
All right. If you want to get through, this is your shot. 877-792-1090. Open line right now on that toll-free number again, 877-792-1090. Let's talk to Bill. He's called us from Mission Viejo this morning. Good morning, Bill. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning. Just want to throw out some props to Captain Brian there. It was about 4 years ago now, but my son and I were down in the harbor and seeing people load up on that boat, and my son goes, "Well, Dad, how the heck do we get on that boat?" And grew up down in Dana Point area, so I kind of knew that the boats were there. Never went out fishing, never had any kind of interest in it, but of course got on with Captain Wolley there and went out and took us out to it was just north of Dana there, and next thing you know, everybody's catching some calico, and we're just kind of on the rail checking it out, and, we're throwing bait in the water, not getting anything. And, of course, the captain stepped up to my son and showed him how to hook a bait and throw it in the water, and the next thing you know, we're catching calico and digging it, and now we're totally hooked and can't get down to the wharf enough. And,
cool. That's so rad, Bill.
Yeah, good times, that's for sure. And, of course, we love it so much now that, it was 2 years ago we had a birthday party on the Clemente, and same thing, the captain took him up in the wheelhouse, let him drive the boat, and, it was just great. Good times, and truly a good father-son thing, and I totally appreciate it. I'm hooked.
Cool. Well, it's good to hear. We try and we really cater to the to the family and the kids. I mean, let's face it; these are the kids that are going to be doing this when we're said and gone, right? And so, we do what we can to spend time and really instruct the kids. And I mean, the next step for them is the boats down here in San Diego. They get their teeth cut catching calico bass and getting comfortable on a boat, and then you take them to the next level. So it's good. We love having the kids on the boat for sure.
And you guys do such a good job with the kids. If anytime somebody says, "Well, I want to take my kid fishing for the first time," go to Dana Wharf.
For sure. We just the crew's into it. The deckhands are into it.
Absolutely.
We like having them on the boat for sure. It's a cool dynamic. To see the kid light up when they catch something. It's cool.
Well, nice to know that you're hooked up there, Bill.
Oh, truly. Like I said, props all the way around from the captains to the deckhands, and of course. Best cheeseburgers in the world come off that boat, so.
Very cool.
That's
sure. Thanks for the props.
That was all that Georgie training years ago,
That's got to
right?
be, for sure.
For sure. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. That does free up 858-457-1090 open right now. You want to get through, there is your chance.
Sean in Temecula, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Sean, good morning.
Yeah, hey, how you guys doing?
Doing great, Sean.
Okay, I got a question. I grew up in the South Bay here 40 years ago, and I just moved back from the state of Washington. I keep hearing about these bluefin. You guys are talking to that guy that flies the plane with a 300-pound schools of bluefin.
Yeah.
Are they expected to move up north into this area here, like in a month or two, or?
Brian, what do you think?
I mean, fish is fish. It's going to go where where there's feed and where the water's right, and where they're happy. And it's hard to say. They can see good stuff all day long, day in and day out with the airplane, and it can stay in the same spot for a week, to however.
Generally, over the last couple of years or whatever, do they move up more north as it gets warmer, or is it they kind of stay down south?
It just depends on where the water is.
I mean, like Wooley was saying last year, that fish was 3 miles outside the harbor. And if the conditions are right for it, there's no reason it wouldn't happen again. And
for sure, and I mean that brings up some good stuff too. I mean, a lot of guys, you got to rely on some technology. You've got your fish scope or your terrafin, and look at the water, and you got to be for sure. You have to plan, and you have to set yourself up. You can't just head out and expect success.
One of the things too is there's so much anchovy in the water, right? And a lot of this stuff is chasing anchovy and small bait and stuff like that. It's just everywhere, so you don't know where it's going to pop up.
That's it, and that's part of the deal too. There's so much tonnage of that stuff out there that they're in one zone. They can be there until they eat it all up, and who knows how long that can take. And they follow that water that makes them happy into the next zone and settle in and eat and eat and eat.
Every day you're out, are you seeing just clouds and clouds of anchovy?
It was in the harbor thick midweek, like the whole basin from behind our boats to the fuel dock to the bait receiver. The water was black. It was all anchovy.
Wow. No kidding.
So, the whole basin was full of bait. So it's all over the place. It's kind of cycled out and kind of moved around out in front of the harbor. But, it's everywhere.
Yeah. So good prospects. And, just watch that fish. It's going to move. And, where it's going to pop up next, you just don't know.
They're an elusive fish, man. Those bluefins will drive you crazy.
But the good news is there's rumors of a lot of yellowfin around. Yellowfin eat anchovies, too.
Yep.
And, a lot of yellowtail around, so there's opportunity to catch.
I think that's the thing that changed over this weekend so much for the better as far as just your opportunities when you go fishing. And, this year certainly has been, in general, more of a quality over quantity. There's not huge hits of fish, but all of them are so nice. I think our average bluefin this year was a 60-pounder. That was the average regular one that came over the rail every time. But it was quality over quantity. And what this weekend really saw was very good kelp patty yellowtail fishing. We were super busy in the shop yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to get a ton of the specifics, but I heard virtually every boat that ran last night that was in that offshore, call it quote-unquote bluefin zone. All of them had limits of yellowtail on kelp patties. And they're nice ones. They're not the 2-pound, rats that happened, of past. They're just good, average, regular, nice kelp patty yellowtail. And to know that is a possibility while you're trophy hunting, that's huge. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah. And like you said, all that good yellowfin that's filtering in with it. Things are just moving in such a rad direction right now.
And the other nice thing is on the sports boats now is light loads.
Yep.
It's a good opportunity to go out and have plenty of space at the rail, right?
Plenty of space, fish comfortably, and
yeah.
How cool of a scenario is that you can get on the boat, like you say, with a mid-size group of people. Expect probably pretty darn good yellowtail fishing. There has been good yellowfin fishing, and have a shot at you have a shot at a 200-pounder right now.
Sounds like good freelance
awesome.
fishing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
you're just going to bump into whatever presents itself and take advantage when you can.
And Sean, we'll keep you posted here on Let's Talk Hookup about how the conditions change, because this time of the year they change very, very rapidly. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. That does free up a toll-free line. Been a busy morning. There's your chance. 877-792-1090 open right now. Adam's covering the phones again today for Ryan, who's taking a whole weekend off for the birthday.
Well, got to celebrate.
Absolutely.
Take some time to recover from a celebration.
Birthday,
Absolutely. Well deserved. For sure. Happy birthday, Ryan. Hey, with that, it's time to find out what's biting out there. It is time for the Catch Port, which today is sponsored in part by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Get the finest fish processing while you wait from your local, your long range, or from your private boat trip. They have taken the San Diego processing business to new levels with superior service, superior product, and innovations like pre-booking your processing order. They've got the great smoke and jerky and those awesome new tuna burgers. You can friend them on Facebook at Fisherman's Processing, or for more details, check fishermansprocessing.com. And we're going to start, since we got Wooley sitting right next to us, we're going to start on the beach and start it off with our man, Gundy Gunderson is on the line. What's up, Gundy?
Hey, what's going on, boys?
We're doing great, Gundy. How are you?
Good. We got good fishing all this week. Like Wooley was saying, tons of anchovies inside, and we also had a grunion run, so we had real strong tides this week. So let me get started. I'll start up North Hook Line Sinker in Santa Barbara, and this has really been the best area for the quality halibut. We've had them all down the coast, but just haven't seen that quality. Halibut bite continues strong up here. East Beach Graveyard, several more legal fish reported, some double digits. Sexy smelt pattern, 110 flash minnow. That lure has just been red hot for those guys. This is the same stretch that kicked out those 220-pounders a couple weeks ago, so there is definitely something going on along that stretch. Wiley's reported Grunion Run really perked up the bite. In the surf zone, anglers reported a mix of calico bass, sand bass, rockfish, sargo, yellowfin croakers, some short white sea bass, and, of course, halibut. Just Fishing reported another striped bass taken off Formosa. Fish took an anchovy, 4 to 5 pound fish. They're reporting some more fish were caught and released. Corbina bite continues good in that area off Torrance Beach with several fish in the 2 to 4 pound range. Fresh mussel. And if you can find those nuggets, this is where a sand crab catcher really coming in handy. You can find lots of smaller crabs, but you can weed through and get those better ones. To the south, the spot fin bite on the full moon was outstanding. Hogan's reported good bite off Doheny on the short jetty there. Fish to 4 pounds, taken on bloodworms. Pacific Coast reported excellent spot fin bite on the beaches, in the lagoons. Lots of quality fish. They got that derby going. They posted a 4-pound, 5-ounce fish this week and a 6-pounder to lead the derby on that spot fin. And they said guys were coming in saying they're catching 8, 10 fish in a session. So really good spot fin fishing. Phoenix is sponsoring that derby, so someone's going to get a nice rod there. There's only a week left, so, there's a 7-pounder swimming around. But, boy, that 6-pounder is going to be tough to beat, and that took a bloodworm, so.
There you go, man.
That spot fin bite is just outstanding up and down the coast.
That swell coming down this week. It's a good time to get out on the beach, right?
Yeah, something curious about that. Spot fin are often, they'll still bite with a swell situation. If you notice, they were biting worms. And so, when you get a swell, it digs up a lot of the stuff on the bottom, and those worms get dislodged. And so sometimes, don't be fooled by little off-color conditions. Those spot fin might be on the chew.
Cool, man. Gundy Gunderson, surf guru extraordinaire. Thanks for that, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, you guys have a good week.
Thanks, Gundy.
Hey, Gundy.
You too. All right, let's head to Alaska to Whalers Cove Lodge for our first report of the season. It's Captain John's on the line. Good morning, John.
Hey, good morning. Well, I just want to report we've been open less than a week, and we've got a lot of halibut fishermen up here right now, and we've been doing really well on halibut. In fact, my boat, I've got 4 guys that said, let's go after halibut all day. They came in yesterday, and gosh, I don't know how many we caught, but we had a good time releasing bigger halibut and catching the keeper-sized halibut. A couple boats went out salmon fishing, brought in king and silver, and of course, there's always the rockfish. Yesterday, out of the blue and fairly shallow water, one of my guests caught about a 12-pound yellow eye, and that was a surprise, but a reminder that no matter where you fish up here, you never know what you're going to bring up on the hook.
Yeah, and one of the things that we did with you that is very unusual, and that's fishing black cod, sablefish in like 500-600 feet of water, which normally you got to fish like 1,000 feet, right?
That blows me away.
Oh yeah, we've had one black cod come in. Nobody's fished them yet, but somebody was out there at White Rock, and it was only about 400 feet deep, just fishing for standard rockfish, and they ended up with a black cod. So the black cod are here. You can target them, like you said, in anywhere from 450 to 600, sometimes 700. We've got a 700 hole, or you just might accidentally catch one in the shallows as they come up to feed.
That's pretty awesome, and of course. The boats are fully rigged at Whalers Cove. I think even you have some electric reels on there if you really want to go deep, right?
Oh, yeah. We've got a full selection of electric reels here. If somebody really wants to go for their 4 black cod per day, 8 for your possession limit, we've got it all set up so that you can go out and do that. And every year we have people that want to do that, and they go out and get their black cod. It's a wonderful fish to take home with you. It's very prized all over the world, and it's one of the few places is right here at Whalers Cove Lodge.
Yeah.
When are you coming up, Pete?
We're coming up in August. We're looking forward to that. We have our group, and my partner Ricky is going to visit Whalers Cove Lodge for the first time. We have a full 7-day trip. Ricky's going up on the first part of it, the 3-day trip with our group, and then Harold and I are coming up on the 4-day this year. So we'll be up there in August, and I mentioned earlier that trip is sold out August 13th through August 20th, but we do have our dates set for 2017, and it's not too early to book for 2017 because this is a very, very popular destination and one of the few places you can get that true wilderness experience very, very close to civilization, shall we say, and have epic fishing, inside passage, and just a great experience. Right, John?
Oh, that's right. And we've got a new addition to all the guide boats this year. It's hydrophones, so that when the whales are around, we can drop those hydrophones into the water, and we have a speaker. It broadcasts exactly what the whales are saying underneath of the water, and it's the song of the whales. And these are humpback whales. It's phenomenal.
Whoa, that'll be really cool because they don't call it Whalers Cove Lodge for anything. It is truly
we can go
the center. Yeah, I mean, you are surrounded by humpback whales.
That's so rad.
And doing the bubble feeding and everything, like unbelievable.
You had that video that was just so
and
rad. I can't wait.
They do all kinds of cool stuff here. But I would like to remind everybody, we have a few spots left this season, and next year we're already about 30% or 40% booked up. So it's popular. We're booking into 2018 right now. This is a popular place. So if you're thinking about coming up here to Whalers Cove Lodge, call our number. It's 1-800-423-3123. That's 1-800-423-3123. Or visit whalerscovelodge.com on the internet. And if you can't remember, just Google Whalers Cove, but it's real simple, whalerscovelodge.com, and get your reservations so that you get your spot to come up here.
No doubt about it.
I can't wait. It'll be my first trip, as Pete was saying, and I can't wait to come fish with you guys. It's going to be a blast.
All right. Well, if you've got a favorite rod or something, bring it with you. We'd love to have you have your own rod and maybe a couple of your own jigs. We're open to that.
Sure, and you don't need it because, especially if you fish with John, you've got like a bucket's load of equipment, his own custom jigs and own custom rods, everything like that. He's got it all.
I've got 18 on the boat, including my favorite accurate 2-speed reels. I love those things.
Very nice.
That's cool, John.
That's cool. Captain John from Whalers Cove Lodge, tell everybody I said hello, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, we'll talk to you next Saturday or Sunday, Pete.
All right, thanks, John. Appreciate that.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up our catch sport. When we come back, we got a lot more of your phone calls. Another full hour with Captain Brian Wolley of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. If you want to get through, 858-457-1090 is open right now. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the mighty 1090. Rock Cod Rick here to tell you about Parker Boats and the guys at West Coast Marine. By now, you all know my boat partner and I bought a new 25 Parker center console from Kevin Kelly and the crew at West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa. We've known for a long time that a Parker was the boat for us. It's a stout workhorse of a boat built to last and get you home when the seas get rough. Parker Boats at the launch ramp, the offshore tuna grounds. You wake up in the morning on an overnight trip and there they are. Parker Boats of all sizes fishing in the same areas as the sporties. There's a good reason for it, fishability and seaworthiness. West Coast Marine has several new Parkers in stock and ready for delivery. A 2520 XLD Pilot House with a $25,000 discount, a 2510 Walkaround with a $23,000 discount, and a 2320 Pilot House with a $15,000 discount, and they have more on the way. Don't get caught without a reliable boat when fishing is this good. Take it from me, if you're ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, and honest deal, you need to see Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine. Check out the inventory and information at westcoastmarine.com.
For decades, the Kona Kai has been considered San Diego's premier marina, resort, and spa. Now, with millions of dollars in upgrades, the Kona Kai Resort is a destination for travelers worldwide who can live it every day. The docks and services are the finest quality in San Diego, and the Kona Kai is the closest marina to the open ocean. As a marina tenant, you enjoy many benefits, including secured free parking, a deluxe health club, swimming pool, and more. Enjoy discounts at their restaurant, bar, and hotel. If you don't have a boat, there are memberships available at a very affordable price. The Kona Kai Club has been offering members a home away from home since 1953. Members can spend their days on Kona Kai's private beach, meet new people in the club's modern lounge, share a meal with family at Vessel Restaurant and Bar, or pamper themselves in Spa Terra. Check out ResortKonakai.com on the web for more information, to reserve a slip, or inquire about joining the club. The Kona Resort, like being on vacation every day in your own backyard. What a tuna and yellowtail season last year. Many say the best in 30 years. Could this season be even better? Don't be caught without the right gear. Now is the time to stock up on the trolling lure that proved to be the best. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Magnum runs perfect right out of the box. They all have extreme action and a controlled deep diving aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. The X-Rap Magnum by Rapala can be trolled at high speeds without rolling or kicking out at depths to 15 feet. Bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum is the ultimate trolling lure for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. With a textured translucent body, internal holographic foil, and 3D holographic eye, X-Rap Magnums are irresistible to saltwater game fish. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. No matter what you choose, the fish can't resist X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Ask your local tackle dealer which is the hottest color and size and start catching more fish. See the entire line at rapala.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh, rush!
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero was awarded the Certificate of Excellence from TripAdvisor for 4 straight years. Especially interesting, most hotels are just hotels, and most people stay in the hotel and go do their activities elsewhere. Rancho Leonero, of course, provides fishing, diving, all activities, all meals, your whole vacation. So the fact that we're so highly rated, we're very proud of it. From picking you up at the airport to dropping you off, literally everything is turnkey from there. We make it as easy as we can for you at the ranch. From your meals to whether you're going to go fishing or diving or just hang out by the pool. When you're coming to Rancho Leonero, you are coming to John Ireland's home. I guarantee the best fishing vacation experience in all of Baja. It's unique. There's nowhere that I could think of to get the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA, and rancholeonero.com. It's really unique. It is. We're very proud of it. One of my favorite things about fishing, in addition to hooking up a nice yellowfin, is a chance to meet great people. And when I run into someone that served our country or a local hero that has served our community, I make it a point to say thank you. And right now, your San Diego County Ford dealer would like to show their gratitude by offering all first responders, active military personnel, veterans, and retirees a special appreciation bonus on top of current offers available on a new Ford car, truck, or SUV. It's your Ford dealer's way of saying thank you. Thank you to all first responders and military personnel for your service to us all. When duty calls, when disaster strikes, when others are in need, they go first, and they deserve to be recognized. To learn more about this special appreciation bonus, go to FordHonorsTheHeroes.com. That's FordHonorsTheHeroes.com. Or simply stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer. They'll be glad to hook you up.